Hello, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. To anybody that's new, my name is Cheryl, and a very warm welcome. Today, I've been videoing as I've been doing things, so I have no idea when this is going to go up. So I'm not going to say what day it is. It's Tuesday, but it could go up today still, maybe, or Wednesday. I don't know. I have a couple in my camera that need to go up, so. But anyway, I need to make some fabric tape for my winter journal and a fabric snippet roll. So I want to show you how I do it, which is so simple. And it's awesome. Once you stick it down, it won't come up. It's a double-sided tape, but it's not your regular double-sided tape. It's like carpet tape, but it's not real thick. You know what I mean? It's a very thin tape. You get it on Amazon, and it's called Sign World. And I'll leave the link to that, to this tape in the description box below, if you would like to get some of this to make fabric washi. And it's better than Tim Holtz because you can make your own. So I'm not saying it's better because of the quality, but you can make your own. You can make it out of anything. Linen, cotton, muslin. I'm even going to use some of my antique quilt pieces that my friend Celeste, I had purchased all of these from her. She took apart a quilt. I won't show you them all, but they are absolutely beautiful. That's just one. And it's feed sack, so it's even better. So anyway, and I've been taking apart one for a month, and it's taken so long. So what I'm going to do is, this isn't antique. I actually made my granddaughter a dress out of this a long time ago. But anyway, so I'll show you first how I make just the tape. And then I'm going to try and make something with pieces of that, one of those that I've already started cutting up for other things and using, because some of them were tattered, you know, which I've been mending and using the whole square, but some of them I've been using just pieces. So let me show you real quick how to do it. I just roll out however much you want, but I usually go to there. And then I'll just take my scissors to hold it down. And then I already tore a piece, and I'm sure it's not an inch wide. I'm sure it's probably cockeyed, but I'll put it on like so and just cut the edges off. Because I wasn't really paying attention when I tore these strips, because I wasn't thinking about making tape. But then I thought, what am I doing? I should make the tape, because now when I use this, you don't see any glue through it. I'll show you how thin it is. It's awesome. So let me just cut this piece off, and I'll use my fabric scissors. And what you want to do before you do anything is you want to take your bone folder, which, let me just grab mine. It's in my little scoreboard. You want to take your bone folder and just, you know, make sure it's down on top of that tape. Okay? It's very thin too. You won't even know that there's tape on it once you put it down. I'll show you. I am frame my camera. Yeah. So just go down like that and cut it. I'm just making, you know, this length because it's video and I can make more. I've made so much of this. So then I'll take my fabric scissors, and like I said, I just tore it, and then I was like, oh wait, I'll make fabric tape. So I didn't measure it. I just tore it. So then just cut it along your tape. Just don't cut your tape. It might tear. No, I'm not going to try it. Well, it might. No. It's because it's going this way, and it probably tears that way. You can do napkins on this. That is really pretty. You can do ribbon. You can do what I'm going to do next. You can also cut this in half. So this is an inch wide. You can make it a ½ inch after you put your fabric on it. Okay? So that's all you do. Let me do the other side. And these are great for tab bindings. You know, snippets on your pages, page tabs. If you didn't take this tape off, you could use it as a belly band in your journal and not have to worry about the glue on the other side. Now you can't, I've never tried to slow stitch it, but I don't think you can. But you can sew a button on it, but I don't think you could slow stitch it. I mean, you know, it would get really gummy, your needle, because there is, that tape on the back is like, I'm not kidding, it's like glitter glue. Once it's down, it's not coming up. So there is your first piece of fabric tape. I am going to sew a button on just to show you, and I have needles already threaded. I made this, and if you are interested in making one, I can make another one, or it's in a video of mine, but it's just on top of an old jar. And then I made this pin cushion, and the button in the middle is where my threaded needles go, and then all of my other pins go, you know, around it. So the button holes are where my threaded needles go. And I've always got threaded needles for something, because I'm always using these for something. Most buttons, sometimes lace, sometimes ruffles. So let me just grab a button out of this jar. I have many jars, but I just figured I'd use a small button. And look at these buttons. I'm going to scan them. I think they'll look cute. They're so old. These came from Maritza in France. I have red ones, yellow ones, and I think blue ones. Let me just, real quick, just dump them out, Cheryl. And I have a teeny bag in there of baby buttons from my children's baby clothes. Just trying to find something that will go with my winter journal. It figures. That's real pretty. I could put that on, but it's got a shank on it, so. So does that one, but that's pretty too. That's a brass one. That's gorgeous. Okay, we'll just sew this one on. So let's just pretend that we're going to use this this snippet, even though it matches really well, and you're not going to be able to see it. So I'm just using a regular sewing needle and regular sewing thread. I shouldn't use that one because, I mean, it's so, you're not going to notice it. Let me just dump out some more. Oh, figures, most of these have shanks on them. Are you kidding? Oh my gosh. Who knew? I'm so sorry. Oh, here's one. That'll work. use this side. That's the right side. Sorry about that, guys. I should have been more prepared. So then you just put your button here, and you can put buttons all the way down and then just snip them off when you need one that's already done. And you can put lace on it. I'll show you. You can put lace on top of this really easily. So you could do like the whole thing and then put your buttons on, and then have a whole snippet roll. And then you just cut off what you want and tape it right down to your page. And what I do is, I know this is kind of silly, but I do it anyway. I go underneath the button, and then I go around the button like 3 times. And then I go back down through the back and knot it off. And that way the button's not going anywhere. Now that when you peel the tape off, the tape will come right like off of that. So there's a button. Let me put a little piece of lace on it. So sorry about all of those buttons and rusted safety pins. It's just one of my jars. Let's see. That's too wide. Here. Smaller pieces here. These are all real wide too. Just, I should have put the button down first. Anyway, let's just do the button. So then just say, I want to use this. So let me get my notebook and I'll show you how sticky it is and how thin. It's so thin, you don't even know that there's anything on it. Just make sure you really rub that down good so that you can, when you peel it, the sticky stays on the fabric. And don't just go like to the hardware store and get double-sided carpet tape, because it's really thick and it doesn't work. I mean, it does, but then you've got this big, thick piece of fabric and you don't want that. So I'm just going to take this and see, the button's there. And it's knotted because it just pulled through the paper. So I am going to just stick this, say I wanted it down here on my paper. Look at me auditioning it. Are you kidding? Just put it down. Now once that's down, it's not coming up, ever. I mean, you could pull it up, but it's going to tear your paper up. So make sure when you put it down, wherever you put it, you want it there. Okay? You could take another piece. Oh, let me put my needle back. Just take your fingers, or, I mean, there's no sticky on it right now because I took my fingers and pulled it off. Or use some hand sanitizer. I keep a bottle of hand sanitizer, for those of you who are new, on my desk at all times. It cleans my brushes. I just cleaned all of my brushes. I take it and I wash them real good with the hand sanitizer, and then wash them with Dawn dish soap and let them dry. And all the ink comes off. So, where is it? Where'd it go? Oh, say I wanted a page tab. I just cut it here. I'll just pretend that that's how big we want it. If I wanted a button on one side, I'd put the button on first, and then, you know, I'd take the tape off. This will not work with regular side, will not work with just regular double-sided tape, no matter how sticky the regular double-sided tape is. You really do need the carpet tape. But this kind of carpet tape. The other is way too thick. I've tried them all. This is the best I've found. So I would just stick it on that side, and then this side. Press it, and I have myself a page tab. I didn't do that very good, but you get the point. So now, if you want to stay a minute, you saw how easy that was. I am now going to do, which I've not done before, I'm going to take one of these, and instead of just putting one piece on, I'm going to tear some pieces and make like, you know, like a patchwork type piece. And let's see. So all I'm going to do is this, I'll need my fabric scissors for. I'm just going to tear up some pieces. And some of them are sewn, you know, some of the edges obviously are sewn. So I don't want that heavy, thick piece on there. So I'm just going to tear up some pieces. And this is so easy to tear because, I mean, I don't even have to cut it. It just does rip easily because it's so old and beautiful. And let's see, I'm just using the pieces that are already cut. I mean, you know, frazzled, or pieces that I've already used. Celeste, you're probably saying, what are you doing to those quilt squares? No, you're not. I know you're not. Let's see. I'm trying to find a plaid. Here's some. Oh, that's not the right plaid, but we'll use it anyway. And get another piece of this. I'm not even using my scissors. Let's see if I have another tattered one. See how it's tattered here? I can mend it, but I have tons. And I have like 4 of these colors. So I'll use this plaid. And this plaid. And like any collage, don't think too hard. Just put it down. And just get this sewn part off. All hand stitched. Oh my goodness. I touch it and I think about the people that put them together because I made quilts for 20 years. More. I started sewing on a sewing machine when I was in the 3rd grade. Our 3rd grade teacher taught us how. The girls, when the boys went to gym class, because we had gym class separately. So here, I think I have enough pieces. So I'll start down here and just do this. And I'm not going to even think about it. I'm just going to put them down. And then I'm going to just, you know, cut up the edges that I go over, just like a collage. Oh, see how sticky it is? I'm telling you, it's sticky. It's just as sticky on the other side. Oh my goodness, I love this. Let me cut this because I want it to be in a couple of places. And if you overlap, don't worry about it. I'll show you how to fix that. Like if I overlap here with that, I can fix it. Wish I had another piece of this. I do, on either side of this. So I can take this piece and put it here. Didn't get it very well, but oh well. Just weigh it down with something on one end, because it will just keep coming up on you and it will drive you crazy. I love this. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just putting it down. I'm gonna go right over that. Oh, I'm gonna go the other way. Not getting a lot of colors in here, but that's okay. I'll go this way. And then this piece I'll put down here. And then there's got to be a piece I can cut off to do there. Might fit. Oh my goodness, like perfectly. Then we'll do the same thing. I'm going to cut it here. I'm going to turn it over. Did I get everything? Looks like it. But before I turn it over, I'm just going to go over with my bone folder. I guess you could do either side. You don't have to do this side. Now, see how I overlapped that? Just, if that happens, you can either cut it off or, no, not, you don't want hand sanitizer. Not yet. I just take a little bit of Fabri-Tac on my finger, not on the fabric because it will come through. Just a teeny tiny bit, like teeny tiny. Rub it on the fabric underneath and then stick it down. And then wipe your hand with the hand sanitizer. But I have a little hand sanitizer paper towel over here, so I'll get it off with that. It's on my arm of my chair. So I'll save those for another thing. And then what I'm going to do is, I won't sew buttons now on it, but I will sew maybe some, you know, buttons and whatever else I want to sew on this, and then I'll have it to cut up. But I won't do it on camera because you just saw how I did that. It's just the same thing. And you could do these with, like I said, any kind of fabrics. Not doing a very good job of cutting this either. Okay. I could probably not even have to use my fabric scissors on this. Nope. Because it's so fragile. You know, it's old and so beautiful. I do have bead sack, but it's small pieces. And I have some gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous French fabric, but oh my gosh, it takes so hard to use. It's so hard to use. I'm going to make a slow stitch cover, journal cover with it. And I have started a slow stitch, well, I'm almost finished with it, a slow stitch cover for a journal. It's actually like a pouch that a journal is going to go in. I'll show it to you another time. It's in my fabric cabinet. next, well, it's too far away from me, in my 9 foot by 9 square feet by 8 square feet room with 7-foot ceilings. So I have lots of shelving on my walls. And then cabinets. So I just put a little bit there because that overlapped. And there you go. Now before I cut this up, I am going to, is that, you know what, that's like a little seam there. So I'm going to just lift that up. I don't want to cut it off because it's too pretty. But it's just like a seam from the fabric. So I'll just press that down like that. Now what I'll do is I'll go along it and I'll put the things on it that I want to, you know, sew on it. Like little buttons and probably buttons. And then when I'm ready, you know, when I'm doing my journal or what have you, I'll have all these pieces with buttons already sewn on them to put down in my journal. That came out really nice. That's the first time I've made one on this, using this, you know, the tape. I will typically slow stitch it or stitch it onto like calico or muslin because I don't want the glue to come through this older fabric. Even the newer fabric, the glue will come through. But now you don't have any glue come through. I think that's an overlap. So anywhere where it overlaps, just take a teeny bit of fabric glue, Fabri-Tac, get most of it off, and then just press it down so it doesn't come through. Otherwise, it will leave a stain. And I could even take little tiny snippets of lace and put that on. I'm not going to now because I don't know what lace I want to use. Like, I could take little teeny tiny snippets of lace and go ahead and, you know, put one here, put a button underneath it. I could put another one, say here, put a button, you know what I mean? And then use all different laces. That way, you know, like if I use this, I wouldn't even put a button on it. I'd just put the flower, you know? But I think you get the point. So, I mean, I wouldn't do it. I do it like all different ways. Or maybe I'd take that whole thing off and just use like the flower and the leaf. Yeah, I do like the flower and the leaf. Because this is, or just the leaves. Because otherwise it's kind of big for this. Let's see, hold on. There's a flower with 2 leaves. And I wouldn't even put a button there. I'd just use that. And those you can put on with some Fabri-Tac. Or like this, I'm just going to use a button. If I use that. I don't know. I'm definitely going to use those. Those are adorable. Could use a little piece of this. Could probably use one of these too. I mean, this is kind of a little bit too fancy for this. The flowers are okay. Maybe if I take this off. That'll work. It's not too fancy. Yeah, it looks like a little leaf. Although it is, you know, for a winter journal, but still it doesn't matter. And that's that. So you got that piece and this piece so far. And where's the one with button? Oh, I already put it on paper. Now I could cut this off and glue the paper down on something. That's why I didn't mind putting it on my notebook. Because I can, you know, just cut it off and glue it down. But that's today's video. I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry about the button incident. Should have been more prepared. All right, everybody. Till the next video. Be well, be safe, be kind, and God bless. Love y'all. Bye-bye. Don't forget to wipe off your needle because you don't want any, any of the sticky on it. Mine is. As soon as I pulled like once, there was no residue or anything. So I think if I sewed more than one button, it would start to get kind of residuey. I might be able to get, no, I'm not even going to try because there'll be threads everywhere. And that's it. So try to keep this thread free so it stays sticky. And just, go down with your bone folder. I guess you could down either side. It doesn't matter. Go down on this side. Same thing with this one. Go down on this side. This side would probably be better with this one because you've got the, all the different bumps from the stitching that's in the quilt square. So just go down like that. And you saw how thin it is. It's just like fabric with nothing on it. So that's it. Again, SIGN World. And I'll leave the link to Amazon in the description box. I'll leave Celeste's Woodland Inspired, hers as well. I'll leave her YouTube channel. Just go to her YouTube channel. And then her Etsy and Instagram and everything will be on that. Okay? All right. Till next time. Be well, be safe, be kind, and God bless. Love ya. Bye.